stopped, and the forest was still restless. She might not be able to hear its voice, but she could feel it as the hairs on the back of her neck stood on end. A tree branch snapped behind her. She spun. A bristly, thick-horned creature threw its head back, roaring, long claws and a cow's tail. A lihi. It rushed toward her. Her hand fumbled for the vial of lake water around her neck, but the words of the incantation dried on her tongue. She couldn't use the wrath of the blood. Leaping out of the way, she rolled into the new ferns. The lihi skidded to a stop and turned, clawing at the ground, ready to charge once more. This was no lone little panic, but a true danger. And she'd made a foolish mistake, relying on instinct. The crescent mark on her palm throbbed, the faintest trail of darkness seeping from it. She held up her hand, summoning the power within the mark. Darkness billowed out, like thick black smoke spreading outward and toward the lihi. As it reared up, looming over her, their eyes met. With flared nostrils, it inhaled the black smoke and froze in place. It was hers to command now. As she held her hand up, it awaited her command, like a part of her, and with a downward motion, it lay down on the ground, eyes trained on her. "That was close," Matoha remarked. She ignored his commentary. It was never helpful. Matoha had to know how to soothe the forest. Why else had he been hovering around her for weeks? But he had refused to answer her, despite numerous attempts to extract answers. She'd read Anita's grimoire from cover to cover, given numerous offerings to demons and to holy mokosa, but no matter what she did, her water powers wouldn't return. Matoha raised his head, goat ears angling back and forth. The lihi, too, lifted its head back in the direction of the cottage. "It's a human," its rumble of a voice announced in her head. "A human. A human has arrived. A human's come to your domain." She balled her marked hand into a fist again. "It's not my domain," she wanted to scream back. But it never changed their minds. The demons understood only one thing: power. But their warnings, that a human was here, meant that her patient, Jadwiga, had likely come to retrieve her morning sickness tea. Just in time, too. The witchlands were cleansed of chaotic demons, something all the more important with an expectant mother traveling to her cottage. "I await your call," the lihi said, before it dissipated into the forest, a phantom once more. Matoha pranced ahead of her, leaping through the forest, avoiding the occasional spots of sunlight. It wasn't like him to stick around after a demon had been subdued. Was something amiss at the cottage? Hastening her step, she arrived at the forest edge. Instead of finding Jadwiga, as she expected, a man with golden hair waited at the door. Wrapped in a well-tailored and luxurious poppy-red jacket and gleaming brown boots, he cut a lean but strong figure. "Kaspian?" He turned, and what she'd mistaken as golden hair beneath the bright afternoon sun was in fact a darker blonde. Not Kaspian. And not Jadwiga either, but her husband, Nikodem, the future lord of Granat. Shading his hands against the sun, he stared in her direction. Had something happened to Jadwiga? Had she gone into labor early? It was unusual for a first pregnancy, but not unheard of.
"There is only one reason a man comes to a witch's cottage, and you still have no successor,"
Matoha remarked. Snapping her gaze in Matoha's direction, she flushed at the insinuation. "You dare, goat demon?" An entertained chuckle lilted to the corners of her mind, echoing. He'd never attacked her, nor anyone, and didn't give an aura of ill intent, so she'd never tried to tame him. Although now, it was tempting. Nikodem was a married man, and his wife was her patient, and as Matoha well knew, there would be no successor for her. These were not her witchlands, and until she redeemed herself in the eyes of Mokosa, and for herself, there was no room in her heart for anyone else. After Kaspian, she wasn't sure she even wanted anyone else. That had gone about as swimmingly as a rock in the Skava River.